Hello there everybody and welcome back to another video. We are back with Ask Asteroid. Does anyone remember Ask Asteroid? I don't know if you do, but this is basically the Q&A series that I do on my channel where you guys can ask questions in our Discord server, which is down in the description down below, and we can take a look at what you guys want to know about the game. And yeah, we're going to go down the list. We haven't done this in a very long time, so some of these questions might be outdated. I did ask for an update, and then never got around to actually recording it, so there might be some outdated questions in here. This might be a long episode. Strap in, get yourself a snack, have a great time. Look at your roster and your relic HK47 you bought from the Darth Revan Lightspeed bundle, and let's get into the video. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with more content. Alright, so we haven't done an Ask Asteroid since Ahsoka was announced and the raid came out. So it's been a while, so we're going to start here. Initial thoughts on the raid. So now that we've had a lot of time to sit on the raid, and now the raid's about to go away, I thought the raid sucked. We actually just started the raid again. Overall, you get less rewards than you did in the Ender raid. It's more work. It's more work for less rewards, and honestly, just as unfun structure. If they were going to implement ships into this, I don't understand why we couldn't actually pilot the ships instead of it just being a cutscene. I don't understand that. I don't understand why the waves are just so uninteresting and so boring and so not fun. I'm really disappointed with the wave structure and the ships implementation. I wish it was a little more complicated than that. Okay, so where do you think Profundity's place in the farming plan now is? This was asked before Punishing One. But it's not significantly better than the Executor. It is worse than the Executor now, and it costs more, and it's significantly worse than Leviathan, and now isn't even the best counter for it. So fleets are getting completely destroyed right now. This was asked months ago. This was asked a long time ago. But I think the problem with Profundity comes with the requirements, because half the requirements are super easy to get, the other half you have to go out of your way to get. Like, this is stuff I've mostly just gotten from Lightspeed bundles. I've not actually gone on my way to farm anything here yet, and I only have 6 requirements left to do. I think the place for Profundity is after you get Executor under your belt, and you get maybe a little bit further into the Triangle. I think if you do Jedi Master Luke and Jabba, or Jabba and Leia, and you have Executor, you get the, okay, well, ideally you'd start with Executor, then you get Jabba, then you get Leia, you can get a few other side farms in there. I think after those things is probably when I would recommend going for Profundity, getting a third GL, or second GL capital ship. I usually try and recommend people think about Profundity at 6.5 to 7 million GP. I'm way past that threshold. I need to get Profundity ASAP, but I have so much I need to do that'll really help out with content. So I really need to do some work on picking up my Profundity farms, but we're going to go crazy on the account in 2025. This is going to be a really, really crazy account. I'm excited to see where this goes. So I think overall Profundity is in a weird spot. They need to fix some more of the fleets, but I think around like 7 million GP would be a good time if you hadn't already gone for Profundity, because you should have a few GLs under your belt at that point. What Journey Guide farm do you think is the most lean or has the best requirements and no wasted units? Well, I think when you look at that objectively, it's probably like Jar Jar, because you're just farming his team to get it. I would kind of lean towards Inquisitors, but not really, because the event sucks. But you get the requirements as well, but like, yeah, no. In terms of no wasted characters and something you're unlocking, I mean, the Falcon Journey, I mean, if this even counts as one, is pretty light on the requirements, to be honest. The Darth Malak, no, I can't say Darth Malak. I think I might just have to go Jar Jar. I think Jar Jar, out of everything, has like, if you're just farming the team to get him. So I think I'll go with Jar Jar for that answer. Where do you see Ki-Adi Money's place for people to farm? Is he worth it? Okay, this is, again, way before the Ki-Adi Money Lightspeed bundle. Now that we have the Lightspeed bundle, I don't think it's worth farming him at all. I think you just wait for the Lightspeed bundle to come back. Every Lightspeed bundle is going to come back at some point, somehow, some way, I think. And I think it's just worth it to just wait around. Ki-Adi Mundi is a really fun character. He's really, really great. When I first got him, I took him to Relic 7, put the Zeta on him and all the good stuff. I did all of that. And in the next GAC, I one-shot a Starkiller. Like, with one hit, I killed Starkiller, the character, with Ki-Adi Mundi. But that was crazy. I know that's obviously not going to happen to you every single time, but he's kind of busted. He's kind of a fun character to mess around with, and I do recommend getting that Light Spooner when it comes around, but if you're tight on budget, you can skip it, and at this point, don't even bother farming him, just get the Kyrotech and wait for the Light Spooner to come around. He's the biggest nice to have in this game. You can play the entire game and never get Candy Monday and be completely fine. He's not needed for any counters, really. He just makes your teams better, so it's kind of nice. What do you think GL Ahsoka's extra that she brings into the game? So like some Smuggler's Run 2 with Jabba or GL Leia, as I mentioned, it's kind of looking like a raid. I kind of think Galactic Legend, they put a lot in the Peridia Patrol 2. They have all of these new Spectre tags. The raid's about to expire. They've just made new maps for the Balin, well, one single new map for the Balin Skull event. I think Peridia, or maybe I don't remember, CTOS, I think. CTOS or Peridia, or maybe it might be both. It might be CTOS going to Peridia. That might be the next raid that I think is coming with the Ahsoka content, if I had to guess. Yeah, we've already, some people answered as well. What are your thoughts on the new raid? Remember when it was Renew? Yeah, so I'm not going to really touch on the raid too much more. What's your rule or methodology on upgrading mods? For example, I avoid slicing any mod that doesn't have 10 speed at blue. I'm usually like 8 speed at blue. If I'm not 8 speed at blue, I don't really slice it. It's like 5. It's 5 and above for green mods. Hold on. 5 and above for green mods. It's like 8 and above for blue mods. 10, 11 for purple mods. And then gold, if it's above 12, then if it's above 12, it definitely gets it. I know I'm a little lenient on it, but right now I just need to have mods, and then once I get Jabba on the account, we're gonna really dial in on our mod game a lot more. And again, most of the things on my roster are doing what I need them to do at the level that they're doing them at. So I'm not really upset by how my roster is currently functioning with my modding. Obviously, there's always ways to improve, but currently, right now, I'm not mad at how it's going. So with the fact that we know Balin is coming to the game, how do you think they'll treat his new mercenary tag? Okay, well, we kind of already know the answer to that. I'm going to skip that one. Do you think the alternate Lord Vader portrait art will be used for the GL Ahsoka event? Was it? There was alternate Lord Vader art. Was it used? I don't even remember. That's the Maul fight. Malachor. I don't... That's Balin's skull. Is it then here? I don't remember. I don't remember where that's from, but there was alternate Lord Vader art. So, before I just dwell on it too much, the answer is I don't remember, and I don't know. But the fact that there is alternate Lord Vader art, which is pretty cool. But I'm pretty sure that the alternate Lord Vader art is in the Kenobi journey. It's in the GL Kenobi journey. It's in what, this one? Lord Vader can't be defeated. Victory is achieved when you reach a 7. Yeah, that I think it's in Tier 4 of the GL or JMK journey. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. With Ahsoka being the next GL, and Thrawn being what we assume is the next one after with the Jedi Master Kenobi Lord Vader treatment to make the 10th GL in the game, how many more GLs do you think will get added to the game before CG either says no more GLs, doubt that would happen because it makes them too much money, or they come up with a new system or character that's stronger than a GL? I think that people are like, what if they came up with something that's better than a GL? What if they make a super GL? I already don't like the idea of GLs. I think I understand it's such a pivotal thing, but I feel like making it so much more difficult and separating it and making you farm all of these crappy things that you're never going to use anywhere in the game is just kind of frustrating. Not a fan of it. I liked when things were like, it was like a journey, like it was kind of accessible to some degree, and everyone could go for it, and there was different ways of getting around it. And GLs is kind of like its own league. I'm not a huge fan of that, but that's just how the game works. So to think that there'd be a third tier above that, there'd be Journeys, Galactic Legends, and something else, not a fan of that. And I do think that at some point they might consider it, and at some point I do think they would slow down GLs and maybe do one every 2 years, kind of like they've done with capital ships, because at some point, you're going to run out of things to make GLs about. Like, Star Wars is a really big franchise, but there's only so many GLs you can make. Like, you can make a GL Han Solo. I've been saying a Han Solo as a GL needs to happen at some point, and I'd probably say Endor Han Solo. Or, I don't know, if you really want to do, like, Force Ghosts, I mean, that's a whole other realm of... like, you do, like, a Force Ghost Yoda GL or something like that, I don't know. Those are light side GLs. There's a finite amount of GLs, I think, that you can make that would be reasonable for most people. And I think you're gonna eventually, it's gonna take a long time, but this game is gonna be around for a long time. So after a long time, you're gonna get to the point where you start running out of people, and then you might slow down, but I think they're just gonna stick with the current system. It works. If it's not broken, why fix it? That's really what I think. I know that's not really a popular opinion, but that's kind of my opinion. Okay, what do you take on the Padawan Kenobi Master Qui-Gon Assault Battle? And this would also be Peridia Patrol, but I think it's really important. I think people can't sleep on these. I have my Peridia Patrol up and running for GL Ahsoka, but getting the Peridia Patrol Assault Battle is not bad at all. Love it when that thing comes around. So, at the end of the day, I think that when you get around to these, you have a gap in your roster. I think farming this is really helpful. I think that Enoch, I kind of prefer Enoch to Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, because in non-assault battle game modes, you need a conquest character as the leader, which that team is really, really good, and I would say that's probably better than the Enoch team, but it takes a conquest character. So if you don't have the conquest character, I don't know if I would recommend going for it. But if you're farming GL Ahsoka, you can get the Enoch squad, build off of your Imperial Remnants, it's not too bad, and you have a squad up and running for GL, or for PvP and for assault battles. So that's kind of what I feel like. It depends on your roster. It really depends on your roster. All right, we're going to do this really, really fast, I guess. Watch wants to know favorites of Star Wars, both canon and Legends. Favorite character, Captain Rex. Favorite SWGoH character, Starkiller. Favorite hero, Captain Rex. Favorite villain, Darth Vader. Favorite Jedi, Obi-Wan. Favorite Sith, Darth Vader. Favorite Pokemon. I used to have an answer to this. I don't really know anymore. I've kind of gotten out of Pokemon. I feel like Charizard is like the boring answer. I'm gonna go with Arceus. How about Arceus? I don't know. Favorite clone trooper, Captain Rex. Favorite bounty hunter, Cad Bane or Jango Fett. Favorite race, that's a crazy sentence. Indy 500. I know that's not the question, but favorite droid, K2SO is a fire droid. I don't know. Favorite planet, probably Mandalore or Coruscant. Favorite faction, Galactic Republic. Favorite movie, Revenge of the Sith. Favorite TV show, Clone Wars. Favorite video game, Battlefront 2 2017. Favorite book, favorite Star Wars book, probably the Darth Vader 2019 comic book run. Favorite OST, I use the Doom soundtrack a lot. I use Pokemon. You're listening to Pokemon right now. Doom soundtrack's pretty good. Pokemon's pretty good. I mean, any Star Wars soundtrack is great. And I don't have a favorite track. So, there you go. If Cal from Fallen Order is Baby Cal, and Cal from Survivor is Big Cal, then Cal from Jedi 3, that is Master Cal. And I guess if you're going to make a GL Cal, it would be Cal from Jedi 3, but I don't think they would make a GL based off of that. It would probably just be a second journey, a more challenging journey, and make it down here. But it would be Master Cal. There's Baby Cal, Big Cal, and Master Cal. That's what I would say. Three-part question. One, now that we know Cat is an R9 requirement, what's the bet that Fulcrum... Okay, well, now we know that. And two, now that we've seen Cat is going to be R9 requirement for GL Ahsoka, has your plans? No, it's still getting her. And three, with the fact that Cat and Baby Ahsoka, do you plan to get Jedi Master Kenobi sooner? Now, this is a good question. My answer would have been yes, had they not released so many light spindles in the last few months, or weeks, really. The fact that there's so many light spindles now, I have so much to do, and I have no time to do it. So, all of the things I was going to farm before Kenobi got light spindles, so now I have to farm them before Kenobi. Now, it sucks that Kenobi's going to be so late in my roster. We're going to get Sith... Okay, we're going to get GL Ahsoka. We're going to get Sith Eternal done. We're getting Jabba. Then we're getting Jedi Master Kenobi. I don't know if I'm going to do Leia before Kenobi yet, but I think I'm going to go for Leia. So Kenobi at this point is going to be a second to last GL, just because of light spindles. If they do a Kenobi light spindle, where they give me High Relics on GK, Mace Windu, Aayla Secura, Bo-Katan, Clone Sergeant, they gave me Cody, Jango Fett, higher relics, Shock T at higher relics, then I will probably go for Kenobi before Leia. But at this point, I cannot justify I can't justify it because I'm so much closer to all of this than I ever would be with this if they don't do Lightsaber Battle. So I just can't justify it. All the things I need to get before Kenobi have Lightsaber Battles, so I just have to do that first. Now, I am still looking for to farm this. This isn't really a question, but thanks, Heinricher. If every SWGoH faction would be in an all-out battle based on faction alone, excluding ones like GL, Attacker, Fleet Commander, what faction would win? Omicron's included, ignoring game modes, and all leads active from each faction. So factions like these, all the white factions, I assume. It doesn't have to be white. I'm just saying the ones that are a different color than the blue ones. I think we talked about this on stream before. I think it was Galactic Republic or Sith, or maybe Unaligned Force User. Galactic Republic is kind of stacked. There's a lot in here. You have a GL, you have Bad Batch, you have what's it called? You have Gas, you have Conquest characters, you have an Assault Battle, you have Bo-Katan requirements, you have a lot of utility and a lot of generous leads in the game. But there's also a lot of crap in there. The Sith is a smaller faction, but I would argue a more powerful faction. You have the Malgus team, you have Lord Vader, which is whatever. You got Bane in here. You have Sith Eternal. You have Savage Solo. You have the trio. You have Sith Trooper, which is a really nice plug and play. I kind of want to be between those two. What was the other one? Unaligned Force User. Unaligned Force User. There's a lot in here. You get Ahsoka in here. You have it's Unaligned Force User. No, it's Ufu. It's definitely Ufu. You have GL Ahsoka. You have Rey. You have SLKR. You have the Inquisitors. You have Starkiller. CLS, Maul, Malicos, Balin's Skull. Okay, now this is just the faction, I know, but you can combine a lot of these things in here to make some killer combo squads. Like, you could have an SLKR team and a Malicos team and a GL Ahsoka team in here, and I think that could take a lot. I think the Ufu faction might actually do it now. A few months ago, I think I would have said Sith, but now I'm going to say Ufus. Yeah. All right, let's go back to here. Let's see what's next. What the time did you stream at? Yeah, so this is my new standard time for streams. That'll be changing. I'll let you guys know in the future. So yeah, I said let me do this again, and so I did. I will say I pinged everyone to give me more questions. I did record this video, but I never uploaded it because the recording was bad and it crashed in the middle of it. So I never recorded it, and I didn't have enough time to re-record it with the amount of time I had in my day when I recorded it, so I never actually ended up uploading it. So, don't yell at me. Anyways, continuing. How would you integrate the LEGO Rebuild the Galaxy characters into SWGoH? I mean, you just have to do a faction and have them be their own team. I know there's characters that are just, they don't really go together, but you just have to make it one squad. Kind of like Jar Jar. I don't even think you do a journey guide for that. Actually, maybe it's more like Bad Batch. You don't even do a journey guide for it. It's just a team. And they just all build on each other. I don't know. Like, okay, it's Lego, so literally. How would you make them feel distinct in the game when you make them use Legos? What characters from Legends do you think would make good additions to the game's collection? I would love to see the blind dude from Force Unleashed. What's his name? What's the blind dude from Force Unleashed with the man bun? Oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. Ram Koda. Ram Koda would be an amazing character. I think he would. If I was to add Ram Koda to the game, I would go to the Jedi tag, and I would probably just do Jedi. I know he was part of the Galactic Republic, but he wasn't really a military guy. Like, I would more put him in the Jedi faction, or you could even put him Ufu if you really wanted to. But I would put him in the Jedi, and I think I would try and put him on the Queen Amidala's team because Queen Amidala has Queen Amidala and the two Queen's Men. Not really, like, the other spots you can switch out. I would like to have a little bit more of a definitive answer for that team. It would be kind of fun as a good plug and play. Or you can do the same thing for Keller and Beck. I would say Quadme or Keller and Beck, somewhere on one of those two teams, making their teams a little bit more definitive. I think that would be really, really fun. And I imagine he'd be more a support role. Are there any characters or ships you think should get a rework? Kit Fisto needs a rework in this game. It's absurd. And the Scimitar. Kit Fisto and the Scimitar should be easily really good characters. And Gamorrean Guard should be a really good character. Like, Gamorrean Guard should be the tank for Jabba, not Kursan in lore. Yeah, there's a lot in this game that needs to be worked, especially the early stuff. Kit Fisto, the Scimitar, and Gamorrean Guard are the things that jump out at me the most. What quality of life improvements would you like to see in the game? Swapping mod sets. I would like to be able to pull up a character, go to their mods, and have some buttons here and say, switch mods. And then if you switch the mod button, you see actually, maybe not that. Assign loadout. And it's like this, where you have all of your character's mods in front of you, and then you click on it, and then instead of it saying assign loadout, you can switch them. Not just take it off and then the mods go back into the folder. Switch them. So you can manage all of this in one character's setting. You don't have to jump around to different characters to redo modding. Because modding is so tedious as it is, it doesn't need to be longer. That's kind of what I think. What do you think about Punishing One now that it's live? I'm kind of having trouble. This is a hot take, I actually preferred Executor matches before Punishing One. Not because Punishing One's bad, but it makes it so much more complicated, and there's a lot more factors to it and a lot more to learn. Before, I understood how Punishing One works, and I understand how Executor worked. I used it to my advantage. I knew what I could do, knew what I couldn't do. And now with Punishing One, I feel like I should be able to do more than I'm doing. And there's different team comps for what you're going up against, and based on where your characters are at and your ships are at. It's complicated. I feel like I lose more often now just because I'm not, this is completely on me, this is a skill issue, but I lose more often because I don't know what the right combos are. I just need to learn more about it. It's still kind of new to me, so it's entirely on me, but that's how I feel about it right now. If you could pick any one non-HK47 character to remove from the game, who would you pick? To remove, it'd probably be Mob Enforcer. Like, what is Mob Enforcer? Why are they here? Ugnaught is not doing anything. Ugnaught's kind of funny, but they don't really do anything. I'm a Gundai. It's kind of cool that like niche characters like this are in the game, but like, what is he doing here? Like, bro, who invited you? Who is using you in the big 2025, right? Like those kind of characters. I don't know. You know what? Maybe the best answer is Hoth Rebel Trooper, because maybe it's the other way around. But there's Hoth Rebel Soldier and Hoth Rebel Trooper. And one of them is bad that you don't use them. Why do we have both? Like, no one uses the other one. Is it Scout or Soldier? I don't even remember, dude. I don't know. Why do we have both? We don't need both. No one uses the other one. So that's probably my answer to that. What's your opinion on GAC type game mode for people with large rosters, but like, so it's like TW but one-on-one? So there's a lot more to this idea, and Lalna kind of replied basically saying, oh, I didn't mean to open that. Lalna kind of replied saying like, you don't need that. Like, it's really complicated, and people already don't like TW. We don't need a Grand Arena, but it takes more time to do it. I think making a second Grand Arena game mode, but it's harder and it takes more time, is a horrible idea. No one would like it. They'd also move the resources over there, so you'd have to spend more time in the game. Plus, still do Grand Arena, which takes people hours still currently. So if you were to use the entire roster in a TW format against one person, abysmal. Abysmal. People wouldn't be able to play that. That'd be like, you'd have to lock that to Kyber. That'd have to be a Kyber exclusive game mode. And still people would hate that. I don't think that's a good idea at all. I don't think that's a good idea at all. But that was actually kind of fast. We actually flew through that recording, and I got everything done that I said that I needed to say. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Do you agree with what I've said here today, or do you disagree? Let me know. Drop a like and subscribe if you did enjoy this video and want to see more content just like this. And again, join the Discord server, because soon you'll be able to come on in and I'll answer more of your questions in a future video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Appreciate you.